Hello and welcome to round one, game three of the 2020 tournament with Matt and Ross on SBGMR.
Yes, hello.
Scenarios have been randomly selected, armies have been randomly selected, and today we drew Hold Ground.
We did, indeed. So, for deployment, Maelstrom of Battle rules apply.
That's right.
I rolled to be the good force, therefore I will be bringing Gondor, the mighty Gondor.
Yes, and I rolled evil, and my randomly selected force was Isengard. Now, these lists were written, just to remind you, in secret before anyone knew who their opponent or the scenario was.
Indeed they were. So, without any further ado, we will show you the board, we'll show you the armies, and then we'll get cracking. Okay, so yeah, as Matt told you, it is Hold Ground. This is the board.
Again, we've got a smashing of rocks and ruins and trees.
And dastardly areas. And it also brings us on very nicely to my Gondor army. So, you have some warriors of Minas Tirith here, mainly led by Faramir. There's nothing particularly interesting. They just got 6 spear and shield, 6 with sword. Over here, we have a captain on horse. He's leading a smaller contingent of 6 warriors of Minas Tirith. Then at the back, we have Hurin on horse, and he is leading the same small contingent, but he has the addition of a Guard of the Fountain Court with a shield, and he's also bringing 4 Citadel Guard with long bow. And equally, I have a Gondor Battlecry Trebuchet. Now, at this point, I'd like to make some apologies. It's clearly not finished being painted. Equally, the crew has not even begun to receive a lick of paint, so apologies for that. Now we'll hop over and show you Matt's Isengard force.
And now Ross has so gracefully hopped over, literally. This is my Isengard force for the day. It's led by Lurtz here at the front, and he leads 14 Urukai, 5 with shield, 5 with pike, 4 with crossbow. Over on this side, we've got Vrasku. Apologies for the unpainted nature of him. I forgot he was not painted when the list was written, and they're written in secret. And once they're written, they can't be changed. So he leads 4 shields, 4 pikes, and 4 crossbows. And lastly, we've got Mayher at the back here, leading 12 scouts, all upgraded to the Marauder, so they can travel 8 inches. We've got 4 shields, 4 bows, and 4 without.
Perfect. So
that is the end of turn 1 movement. I won priority Isengard player, and using Lurtz's special Find the Halflings, I moved him on directly in front of this trebuchet here. Ross is doing a fantastic sweep now. All my forces came on. I decided the best thing to do was to take out the trebuchet early on because it's so isolated, and then move on to the central objective.
It's quite irritating because the trebuchet is 80 points. When I was writing the list, it did have a captain, which would have been even more points. So I'm glad I didn't put the captain in there now.
Yeah, that's a good choice, Ross. And I made Ross deploy over behind the trees. Yeah, you got to
choose over there for Faramir, but everywhere else was pretty much our own choice as well, wasn't it?
That's right, Ross.
It was a very nice deployment, other than, well, it didn't really matter where I put the trebuchet on, because it made sense for you to go right over there and stop it.
So you are lined up to see a great clash in the centre after the trebuchet is wiped out. Fingers crossed. Priority.
I got a 6. Matthew gets a 5. Priority goes to Gondor. Welcome back. This is how the board now looks after turn 1 of movement. It was just a small shuffle up from the Gondorians. The Citadel Guard moved up half. Popped some shots off at the approaching Marauders. 1 hit did not wound. I'll let Matthew tell you. Oh no, over here. These guys went on suicide charges. It was charge or be charged, so
charge they did.
I did it on my terms. This chap decided he was going to have a pop at Lurtz.
Lurtz called the troops in, and he's been duly surrounded.
Anything interesting from you, Matt? You just pushed up, didn't you, towards the centre?
Moved up, mate. Yeah, just trying to get close to the centre.
Yeah, they're very close. The extra movement on those Marauders are real good. So we're going to go for... No, we're not. We're going to do some combats.
That's
and then
right.
We'll come back to you once we have completed them. Welcome back, guys. As predicted, these 2 guys got battered. So that is officially 80 points down the Swanee.
Why is that, Ross?
Well, you need 2 people in base contact with it who are not engaged in combat to be able to shoot. I had 1, but I couldn't snaffle a second in there. So that's it. And actually, this guy's trapped in here, and no one else is going to get in base contact, so he's going to remain for the end of the game.
I'll say send a crossbow over to dispatch.
To snipe him, to be fair, you could. So should we go into priority for turn 2?
I'd love to.
Please show me what you get.
I'll get 2.
You get 2. Oh, a 6, a mighty 6 on the blue Ardacon dice. Priority remains with Gondor. And welcome back. This is how the board looks after turn 2. Push from both sides.
Yes.
Some shots were let off from my Stelgard over at the Uruk Scout Bowman. 1 hit, but was not enough to kill. Matthew, you returned fire, didn't you?
Did the bows fired back? We thought he'd killed.
Yeah, we thought it was this chap
wall,
here had died.
Yeah, the shield wall rule saved his life, didn't it?
It did. It really did. So
yes, the Marauders have actually held off slightly, waiting for the heavy armoured crew to arrive from the rear. We don't want to attack in waves. That will see the end of us.
it'll take forever. But we'll go into priority for the next turn.
A 5.
Oh, it's a strong roll. Only a 6 will see the priority return to the mighty Gondorians. A 3 was achieved, half of what we wished for. Therefore, priority goes to the Uruks.
Welcome back, guys, to the end of that turn. It was a heroic march was called by Lurtz to bring the men up to support those Marauders for the eventual clash that is approaching.
There he is there in the middle.
All crossbows forfeited their move by 1 man. And Ross, you did a full move up as well, didn't you? A cautious one.
Yeah, cautious one. These guys here, this group, shuffled a little bit. Hurins ran across over there, tried to send a captain over as well, but that would leave him in the open with this group of crossbows. So I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I think that was that. Everyone's sort of playing a very tactical and not rushing towards the centre.
Yeah, there was a couple of deaths, wasn't there? There was a couple
I lost
of shots fired
this
back.
chap down here. Who was in the front rank there. And my sister guard shot across and killed the chap that was standing in front of Mayher there. So we're going to the priority for the next turn. I've got a 3.
6.
Matthew got a 6. Priority remains with Isengard.
Welcome back, guys, to the end of the moving and the shooting. As you can see, the battle lines have been drawn up. And we should have a great clash over the objective here. Shooting then ensued. 0 damage done from both sides. Shots were fired in all directions, but nothing was done.
Indeed, it wasn't.
The Vraska unit, in fact, achieved 1 hit.
And that was with Vraska himself, but no wounds were laid upon my mighty Gondorians.
No, that's right.
So priority for the next turn.
A 5.
5. Oh, you rolled strongly. Stronger than a 2. Priority remains with Isengard.
Welcome, guys, back. It's the combat phase soon, but before we get on to that, I'll just summarise the moving and the shooting for you. Not much needs to be said about this. It's a full engagement here along the line. The warriors moved up. They couldn't charge just out of range, but the marauders could. And as such, we've now got full engagement. The objective sitting in Isengard's control right now. On the flank here, notably, we've got Faramir and a Hurin coming together on my weaker scout flank.
We've got Mayher engaged in the centre here.
We have indeed.
And my captain has also come in over here as well.
That's right.
So the only 2 heroes not engaged in combat currently, Lurtz and Velascu.
That's right. So we'll come back at you with the all-important captain fights.
Welcome back. We've immediately called a heroic combat with Faramir. I was toying with the idea of calling with Hurin, but I didn't. So, for God's sake.
It's a big roll. It is a big roll.
It is a big roll.
Does
It's a 5
Faramir
or a
wish to-
6. I think... it kills me to do it, but yes, I'm going to have to, I think.
Yes, I think that's a wise decision. Okay, so you are strength 4 against 4, so you need 4s, but you've got a lance, so it's 3 pluses for Faramir here.
Which he makes, only just. And that was not a good roll.
Where does Faramir wish to go?
Let me contemplate my options, and I'll show you where he's moved into when I've moved him. Okay, so we're coming in with my captain in here.
Okay, so captain's fight 4, same as my guys. I will be fainting with the front.
Okay.
It's a 3.
3. Get the 6.
That's what he needed.
Gets the knockdown.
So you need 5, 4.
Gets him. There's the 6s and the 4s, yep. Fantastic. So we'll come back to you when we get to the rest of the captain fights.
Okay, welcome back, guys. We've done most of the fights here. It's been a successful one for Ross. I've lost 3 men so far in the
yeah,
history of
it's
combat.
been a mixed bunch, isn't it?
I don't think you've lost one, have you? Yet,
No,
Ross?
I haven't.
No.
Not yet.
Anyway, we'll come on to Mayher now, and he's facing 2 Gondorian foes. So hopefully his 3 dice will see him slay. He does roll a 5.
Does roll a 5.
6
so
can save it
6
for
can
Ross.
save it. Obviously, it does not.
It does not, obviously. I need only 5s with Mayher.
Yes, you do.
Shield defense 7.
Yep, shield wall. Doesn't do it. Any mites from Matthew?
None.
Okay. Where next?
Well, we've got Hurin against a single man.
Okay, should we do her in next then?
Yes.
Okay, so he'll go two-handed.
Obviously. Oh, 4. Luckily, you don't suffer the -1, otherwise.
That's very true.
Off you go, Rostron.
And it's enough to kill. Wonderful.
Cool. Now, Faramir's follow-up fight against 2 more
He's got
bowmen.
2. Let's hope he can do better this time.
It's a 6
no.
again. That famous orc bow 6.
Luckily, the 6 is there.
Done the job. Right.
Okay,
So you need 3 pluses.
on the first guy.
Oh dear.
Oh god. First guy,
Yep.
and then the second, and he gets him.
Oh,
That's
it's a
all good.
fantastic turn for Gondor in the end.
It's wonderful.
6 deaths to return of none.
Indeed,
actually.
indeed. But actually, I think you probably pushed me away from the objective. It's very safe behind your lines.
It is at the moment.
Alas, let us move on to priority.
5.
Oh, it's a good roll.
5.
5.
It swings to Gondor.
Indeed, the pendulum, that is priority, swings to the mighty Gondor. Hello, welcome back. So this is how the board now looks after moving. As you recall, Gondor took priority, and Matthew decided that he was going to call a heroic move with
Mayher.
Mayherio in the middle. However, he was counter-challenged by Hurin. Hurin won the roll-off. Mayher was promptly charged, cancelling his heroic move. And this is how the board now looks. Matthew, tell us what you did.
Ross, I just got as many men as I can. We've got a couple. We've got a triple stack in here because it was 4 on 2 there. I think that's the only triple stack we've seen. Lurtz has found his way in.
Entered the fray.
That's right. And I've just tried to get as many men inside 6 inches of that thing as possible, really. And try and keep the line of Uruks up so the Gondorians can't come in and win.
The Gondor captain fell back, as did Faramir. He had a very close call earlier on. I didn't want that to happen again. So we'll go into combats and then we'll sum up for you when we're done. Hello, welcome back. Hurin has decided that he will call a heroic combat. He's fighting 2 scouts. Obviously, he's going two-handed. See what Matthew gets.
It's a 3.
It's a 3.
It's
a 4. Only just. It's a good job you haven't got a banner.
Yeah, so you're strength 4, aren't you? Going two-handed. So
Yep.
you'd need a 4+, but Ross, you actually only need a 3+.
Okay, so we'll do this for the first chap.
That's 1 down.
That's 1 down.
That's 2
That's
down.
2 down. Wonderful.
So he does move on.
I will contemplate the move on, and then I'll get back to you once I've moved him. Okay, welcome back. I wimped out, and I've pulled Hurin back round to join Faramir. I was half tempted to swing him into the back of Mayher, but we're both drawn on fight, and if we did draw the fight, I didn't want to lose Hurin or his horse to a 50-50 roll-off. So we'll carry on with the fight phase, and we'll get back to you with the captain fights.
Welcome, guys. This fight you'll be enjoying right now is Lurtz and 2 pikes taking on a ministerial sword and spearman. Lurtz is in black. A 6 is rolled with a spear. You can't win, Ross.
I can't win. I'm going to roll. I want to have some fun.
Doesn't look like much fun. He's not in shield wall at the moment, so he's defense 6.
He is.
So he requires only 5s.
Which
1
is
5.
achieved.
Ooh, only just, Ross. Ooh.
So we'll continue down the line and we'll come back to you with the rest of the captain fights. Welcome back. You join us for Mayher versus 4 mighty Gondorian warriors. So I'm going to set Matthew a bar here of a 6.
2 6s, no less.
2 6s, alas.
Mayher manages 5. Now, there's just a little bit of consideration. I've got 1 might point left. He's got 4 strikes. He'd only need 5s to wound because he's only defense 5. I am going.
You've got all your fate as well,
which is 1 fate.
Oh, okay.
So I am going to use a point of might to win the combat.
Okay.
It's always Mayhem and me.
You never get on really, do you?
No. I would need. They're 7s, aren't they? So
yes.
I need 5s anyway. He's strength 5. Let's hope for 2 5s, Ross. None.
None.
Fantastic. Well, at least he's alive and he's still a threat.
I think that's the end of the fight phase, isn't it?
Just a quick summary of the fight down the line. I think I lost 2 soldiers in the fight.
It's a bit of tit for tat, wasn't it? I certainly came off worse, I think.
Yeah, I think you lost 3 in the end. So.
But both sides can sort of thin on the ground now.
Yeah, some gaps opening up.
Obviously, the objective is there.
Well,
let's have a look.
Priority, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose we should. So, Matthew, what are you going to get?
I get a 1, Ross.
Get a 1. So unless I roll a 1, it's going to remain with Gondor. Gets a 4. Priority remains with Gondor. Hello. Welcome back. We're still here. Are you? This is how the board now looks after the moving and shooting phase. Matthew, please tell me what happened and dastardly antics you tried to do.
Rashly called a heroic move, Ross.
You did.
You countered with your captain, but
I did.
The
you won the
roll-off,
roll-off, didn't you?
Yeah, the roll-off went to me. So Rashly shuffled slightly and sent the men spilling forward to try and maintain this wall of iron.
Worryingly, Lurtz has come through quite the way now.
He has.
Both of us feel like we've run out of men to plug the gaps, aren't we?
We were. It's troublesome.
Faramir charged over in the flanks here. Didn't bring Hurin with him. And you tried some stuff, didn't you?
I did, mate. I had 7 crossbow bolts to fire, and I chose that the risk was worth it.
Try and dehorse him.
Unfortunately, I killed a scout.
You did.
And that's the only damage that was done.
But luckily his armoured horse saved him, didn't it?
Oh,
Otherwise,
that's right.
he would be dehorsed. So we're going to go into the combats, and we'll come back to you with the captain fights.
Welcome, guys. This is the combat phase, and the first fight we're going to do today is Lurtz. So Lurtz is supported by Pike. He's taking on 3 ministerial spears. Lurtz is black. He gets a 6.
There's no point in even rolling, but I'm going to. You know what? I'm going to. 5.
Unlucky, mate.
Thanks.
So I need 5s here to kill. We've got 2 spears. 5s of all. 1
Just
5
one.
was achieved. We'll kill the guy in the forest there, Ross, I think. Which is
Yeah, it's unpainted. I snuck him in and hope that no one would notice.
I think it's against mine eye.
Perfect. So Lurtz has now completed his combats, so we'll carry on up the line and we'll come back to the relevant captain fights.
Welcome back, guys. We're going to do the Mayher fight.
Yeah, he's in there against 2, I believe.
He is.
So shall I set you a bar?
Yeah, go on then, Ross.
Yeah, that's a low
3.
one, isn't it?
It's a 6. Okay, we need 5s here. He gets 2,
Mayher
3
does the
5s,
business.
but only 1 dies.
Only one can die. What's it here?
Oh yeah,
Do you want to remove him, Matthew? Otherwise we might forget.
Oh, okay.
Remove him and then we'll do the Faramir. He's backing up by the spear, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, it's double 1s.
Double 1s.
You've won.
I've won. So are you happy for me to just strike?
Yeah, just strike, mate. You get 6 dice. You need 4s.
Oh, I just saw it all flash up. Yep, we got him.
That's the end
Wonderful.
of the combats.
That is the end of the combats.
In total, then, Ross, we had
Again, it's a mixed one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I lost 1.
well,
I lost more than
maybe
1. I
a
lost
couple
2
more.
or 3, didn't I?
Yeah, 2 or 3, and I lost 4 there. So
Tit for tat, perhaps. Look at your lurking crossbowmen at the back there for my heroes.
that's right.
Perfect. Right, so would you like me to roll for priority first?
Let's do it.
Oh, was a 3 and a 2. Priority returns to Isengard. Right.
Welcome back, guys, to the end of the moving and the shooting. Vrasky called another heroic move to stop Gondor from having the advantage. And again, it was just as you were last time, just pushed into the gaps, try to keep them away from the objective as much as possible. We moved on to the shooting phase. And Ross had got a Faramir and a Hurin into a fight here, and you may note he's horseless now.
Indeed.
These crossbows fired into this combat and killed his horse.
Yes. Wonderful. So it is the combat phase. So we'll come back to you with the relevant captain fights. Hello, welcome back. So in order to enact some revenge, I decided to kill Call, rather, a heroic combat with Hurin, to try and charge into some Vrasku-ness going on here. But Matthew also countercharged with with Lurtz.
That's right.
The 50-50 roll-off was decided, and Lurtz won it. So,
Yes. Decision for this, by the way, is based on the fact that there's only 15 minutes left of the fight.
got a 5. I'd like to 6.
I've got a 5 too.
Okay, so victory goes to Matthew.
Okay, so Lurtz only needs a 4 to kill the Citadel Guard with bow, so it gets him. And then the others will go on the man. I need 5s with all. Yes.
Which you get.
There.
And then Lurtz may move on.
And I think he's just going to simply come into these two here by himself.
Cool. So now we'll go on to the Hurin and Faramir fight.
Right, well, I've got a single crossbow.
So let's see what you get.
A 6!
Goodness gracious, Rossatron. So Faramir only gets 2 dice.
No, 3.
You
Oh,
charge,
no,
you
I
charge
charged
me.
you, yeah.
He'll be white and Hurin will be black. We need a 6 because there's no might in there either, is there? So I think we all know where this is going.
Oh,
there's a 6!
He does it.
That's wonderful. So
You need 5s.
go with Faramir. Oh
Oh.
no.
Oh,
And
no.
then to go Hurin, who's obviously two-handed still.
He does it.
He does it.
You're lucky.
He is lucky. Right, I'll move them on and then we'll come back to you. Hello, welcome back. Hurin has moved into the back of these 2 spear supports, and Faramir has come over into these crossbowmen. And this is actually where I'd like to begin the
Ross.
slaughter. So Matthew has 2 dice.
A 5.
Oh Lord, it's never good.
A
The
5!
5 was achieved. So lucky. Cool. So he's got a lance. So for the first one,
No.
Lord. Second one,
No!
oh my God. And then for the last one,
Gets him.
What are the odds of that actually? Roll doubles on each one.
Yeah, that's quite cool actually, Ross.
Oh, this game tests my patience, ladies and gentlemen. Tests my patience. Anyway, let us move on to. I'd like to do the Hurin fight
That
next.
sounds good to me, Ross. 2 on 2.
2 on 2.
It's a 6.
Brilliant.
It's only
It's a 4. There's no might.
What's his defense? A 6.
It is.
Oh, so we need 5s. And none.
No wounds. Deary me. Let's do Mayhair whilst
That
we've got
sounds like a good
whilst we're rolling. I've got 4 attacks there, haven't I?
You have. Mayhair rolls a 6.
There's no point in me even bothering.
No, he needs. Oh, this guy I need a 6 against, but that guy. No, I need 5s against.
5s
him.
against all.
Yeah, sorry. So 5s.
Ooh.
I got 1.
1. Perfect. So take the one furthest away. Thank you very much. Perfect.
Do you want to do
Right.
Lurtz?
Yeah, let's do Lurtz. So this is Lurtz's second turn of combat, and he's fighting those 2 in there.
It's a 6.
Oh, blimey.
Right, well, he needs 4 against the Citadel Guard and 5s against the other guys. So for Citadel Guard first. No. Oh,
No.
dear. Oh, no.
Oh, fantastic. Wow.
If I
That's-
gobble them together, yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
The way
There
the
you go.
cookie crumbles, my friends.
That's both dice gods are letting us down. So we will continue the rest of the fights, and then we'll come back to you to sum up. Welcome back, everybody. We've done some totting of men. I'm not broken. I'm 3 off, I think.
Yes.
Matthew, you are.
For the purposes of game points, I'm just broken now.
But obviously, you don't take courage test 33%, which is your army bonus.
That's right, mate.
So, the end of this turn, potentially the game will end on a 1 or a 2.
That's right.
So we're gonna roll for priority now.
A
So
1.
1.
It's a 2.
It's a
It's a 2.
priority goes to Gondor. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Suddenly, a jovial game of tabletop battles in Middle Earth has suddenly become very tactical because we know that this is the last turn of the game. The timer has reached 0, so trying to sneak everybody within 6 inches of that objective. Matthew, you called a heroic move, didn't you?
I did it with Rasky's last point of might. Everybody was involved, and I've managed to put it in such a way that my entire army is within 6 inches. So that's 17 men, I believe, if my maths is correct. that Ross has to try and outdo.
Such an absolute mess in here with everybody involved.
Yeah, so I think Ross, you just tried to chuck men in.
Yeah, I basically tried to get in 6 inches. Didn't necessarily worry about where I was charging. So there was no shooting, was there? You didn't want to shoot into combats in case you killed your own men.
Yeah, I need them all to be alive.
So just for combats.
Yeah, the only might point I've got left actually is with Lurtz, so I will use it.
Where is he?
He's in here. He's taken on just a single citadel guard with bow
and a spear support.
Spear support there. So,
well.
So long as he kills the bowman, he can move forward or backwards or wherever he wants to go. So Lurtz will do that.
Okay,
wonderful. Is the pikeman there supporting him?
He
or
is
the captain charged?
He is not charged. He's in charge of the single one.
Right then. So here we go. A 5 is all that
5 was achieved. So I have got 2 dice here. This is the last point of might as well, isn't it? For
it is, yeah, it's his last point.
Oh, that's not good enough.
So I only need 4s to kill Bowman with Lurtz and 5s with the red. He is dead. So Bowman comes out. Just a quick measure here of the 6-inch point, just so we can see. I can actually still continue forward. So I think what I'll do is I will just bring him into this spearman here and hopefully kill him off.
Okay.
He's within 6, isn't he? So yeah, that'll be a hopefully
helpful thing to do. Perfect. It's my priority, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's start things at the back with Faramir.
Roger that. So I've got 3
It's not looking
bowmen.
great, is it?
Oh, only 3.
5 was achieved. That's good.
Goodness.
Uh,
Tactically back away.
tactical
towards
back
the-
away. So I'll put 1 strike on him and 1 strike on him.
Okie dokie.
Put the blue dice on the one in front of him. Which he gets
Blue dice
1.
kills him.
But they're both in 6 anyway.
So a
So
quick look there to check, guys. Yep.
Yep.
They're all in 6. Even Faramir is in 6.
Wonderful. Let's continue with my captain now as well because he charged.
Okay, I've got just a pike, so on 1 dice. Oh,
So 1. So unless I roll 3 1s, I will win. There we go.
Indeed.
He does get knocked to the deck.
He does.
Oh, I would like to point out, Matthew, that wasn't this chap, was he not prone?
He was not prone. You were right. Oh no, he stood back up.
Oh, he stood back up in charge, of course. And so this is for my captain. Gets him. Wonderful. We'll continue along the line and we'll come back to you with the relevant captain fights, of which, of note, which we forgot to mention, we have Hurin and Mayher there.
Right, we've come back with a fight against Lurtz and a spearman. Let's see what we get.
What did you get?
6.
Yeah, there's no point in bothering. And we'll just remove him because Lurtz will definitely kill him.
He does.
He does.
The 6 is rolled.
I think the game is beyond Gondor at this stage.
It's not looking good.
Let's tell you what, let's just do Mayher and Hurin.
Roger.
So
It's Hurin and the spear.
Hurin and spear.
Mayhem
Put Hurin in blue, Hurin in green, and support will be in black. Not that it makes a difference, I've got no fate. Might even.
6. Needs to roll a 6.
Doesn't do
Does
it.
not. Can Hurin die? What's his defense? A 6?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I need 5s of all.
That's
2.
2. How much fate does he have? He has 1, doesn't he?
He has 1 fate. He fails it.
fails it.
So Hurin does die.
Indeed he does.
That's the end of the captain fight.
That's the end of the captain fights, isn't it? So we'll finish off and then we'll get back to you. Okay, welcome back. We have completed the final combat round of the game. So we're going to do a quick tot-up, work out what's what, who's scored what, and who's won what. And then we'll come right back at you with the post-battle battle report. Hello, and welcome to another post-battle battle report. We've just concluded round 1, game 3.
That's right, Ross.
Indeed.
We played Hold Ground, didn't
We
we?
did play hold ground, and Isengard held the ground.
We did. They held the ground.
Gondor not so much.
No.
Ground holding done from them. So final scores on the doors were 6-1.
6-1, Ross. That's right.
6-1 to Isengard.
Yes.
Therefore, Gondor has been eliminated.
And they have, at least from Ross's control.
Yes, that's true. Evil is very much coming out on top.
Yeah, 3 games so far. 3
As are
wins.
you.
2 to me,
Coming
1
out
to
on top.
you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Where do you feel it went well for you?
Turn 1, Trebuchet being trapped.
Oh, do you know what? I actually forgot about that. So I had 80 points down the Swanee before
before
battle
battle began.
To be fair, I mean, who knew we were going to pick a Maelstrom of battle deployment stage?
No, we didn't know.
At that stage, we did not know, did we?
No. One thing we didn't know was Maelstrom of battle deployment.
No, that's one thing we did not know.
Yeah.
At that stage. So,
so yeah.
So that was 80 points down the Swanee before we even started.
Yeah, and then other than that, I got to the objective first, and I was able to create a ring. Essentially, you spent the entire game trying to get into the ring, and you weren't able to ultimately. And then the final turn saw huge waves of victory to me, and I killed many more. My high strength was superior.
Yeah, the strength was really important for Isengard, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very forgiving force, Isengard, I found.
Especially when you just bulk out on the troops like that, because you had
42 models.
42 models.
And
I didn't bring any huge Gondor heroes, and I didn't really get anywhere near that. I had 34, 35? 35.
Of which, of course, Trebuchet counted.
Trebuchet counted for 3, yeah.
And they were gone in the first turn.
Brilliant.
Yeah. What about you, Ross? Anything you would do differently now with hindsight?
I don't think so. To be honest, I think you played it very well, especially with the crossbows, because they can be horrendous. So I did toy with the idea of rushing up and forming a ring of my own around the centre. You had 12 shots. 8 of those were crossbows, plus 2 with rescue. You could just held off all you liked and shot at me, and then came in at the last minute and swoops in. Yeah, I mean, it might have been a little bit different had you not have shot Hurin off.
Yeah, that
perhaps he'd still have been on his horse, but I don't think I'd have played it much differently, to be honest. Once again, a couple of poor dice rolls as well, meaning a bit of might early on.
That's true.
Which I had to spend. But as we know, the game is a fickle thing.
Yes.
The dice gods bless you in the morning and curse you in the afternoon. Indeed, they do. So I think it probably sums it up. Have you got sort of MVP for you?
It's a tough one, Ross. I think the whole army did their part, really.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think any of them.
Everyone had their fair share of wobbles.
A few fluff moments, didn't they?
Yeah, everybody wobbled. I don't think Rascu managed to kill anybody.
No, but equally, he was very well placed in the centre, right on the objective, calling heroic moves towards the end, wasn't he?
3 heroic moves.
So
which ensured I kept the ring.
Maybe him. Yeah,
I think he tactically was superior. Lurch was my best killer, but the army as a whole did their job.
Absolutely.
And yourself?
No one. I mean, no one really.
Faramir did a little bit.
Did alright. Again, I was just too scared to breach the lines too much because of your crossbows, especially when you're not scared to shoot into combats either.
Yeah,
that was a big one. But I would probably say Hurin if I had to say someone. But she unfortunately met his demise to Mayher at the end.
A martyr.
Absolutely. Anyway, I will offer you my hand, Matthew, in a hearty handshake. Thanks for joining me.